Well, this is our first opportunity in Portland to host this weekly Warriors of Light telecast. And in thinking about what we might want to say this morning, we thought it would be useful to take a closer look at what a warrior of light is. We've been using that description, this theme, for over a year now. And this forum, this Warriors of Light forum, has been a source of inspiration and encouragement to devotees around the world, and we're very grateful for all of that. In this time of COVID, this very challenging time, not to mention all the other challenges that we're facing, the widespread social unrest, the political polarization of our world, and the many global hardships that exist as a result. The importance of being a warrior of light, of living a true spiritual life, has become all the more imperative, not only for ourselves personally, but for those whose lives that we may touch. And so in taking that closer look, I'll look at the topic of warrior, and Lorna will talk about that light that we are all striving to represent. Our Warriors of Light affirmation speaks to the essence of what this is. It speaks to faith, to health, to heart, and to being with God. And you know, this is such a great meaning and importance. But the word warrior sounds a bit fierce, and there was some resistance to it by some folks in the beginning. So I'd like to go back to the ancient interpretation of what a warrior is, as expressed in the Vedas thousands of years ago, and to emphasize the positive meaning and spiritual intent of what that is. The word warrior is from the Sanskrit. It's actually kshatriya. And, you know, I back up for just a moment. We as human beings, we incline to tinker with things and not always for the better good of it all. And a very good example of that is what has become of the concept of the original caste system of India. And for this reason, I think it's important to go back and take a look at those stages, in particular the third, which is that of the kshatriya, the Sanskrit word for warrior. This was a very noble position. The kshatriya's highest duty was to live and exemplify the dharmic life, to protect and defend the welfare of all against the forces of ignorance. So, in other words, a warrior of light would never say, "What's in it for me?" but what's in it for everyone? And how can I help? The stages of the original caste system also correspond to the 4 stages of the yugas. That time, those cycles of consciousness that influence our awareness and what we see as central to our lives. And the 3rd stage is Treta, which is comparable to that of the consciousness of the Kshatriya. In that stage, we have graduated from the idea of self-interest, the pursuit of self-interest, to that of self-mastery. Our guru, Paramahansa Yogananda, emphasized the importance of living a spiritual life in the sense of high thinking, simple living and high thinking, of being actively calm and calmly active, and of being even-minded and cheerful under all conditions and circumstances. And these are precisely the qualities that a warrior of light would aspire to and reflect. In the Bhagavad Gita, the story of Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, that is our story as well. Lord Krishna says, "Be thou a yogi." In other words, devoted to this life of right action and of seeking our highest potential. Well, how do we accomplish that noble character? As we know, it's an inside job. We all have fears and challenges, the warrior too. The warrior faces into them with courage and with the understanding that fear must be overcome in order to reach that freedom of our soul, our communion with God. And the warrior says, why would I want to postpone that greatest gift? Whatever my destiny may be, bring it on that I may achieve that. And I will face it with the sword of faith in my hand and the love of God in my heart. Let us never forget that we are disciples of a great master who is also the ultimate warrior and whose only mission now is to show us how to win that battle, the only battle that matters, the battle for our soul's freedom. Master is now that charioteer leading us to our calling to be the best we can be, to serve in the best way that we can, and to reach our highest potential. What a great privilege we have to be on this path in the company of our gurus, in the company of each other, our guru bhais, to be a part of this sacred army of warriors of light. I'll ask Lorna now to take over from here and take us into her discussion of light, and then, of course, the affirmation.
Admire it, love it, but above all, know light. Know it for all you are worth, and you will know the key to photography. It's a wonderful quote that also applies to us as seekers, those who are consciously on this path of self-realization and are trying to be warriors of light. We need to embrace it. We need to love it. And most of all, we need to know the light. Within ourselves, within our very being, we need to know that light. And what are the characteristics of that light? I once did a very thorough search through Master's teachings of his descriptions of the light. And this is not comprehensive, but I came up with over 30 different words he used to describe the qualities and the actions of the divine light that we are trying to tune into and to channel. So I invite you to sit up tall, to focus your gaze at the point between the eyebrows as I read these words that Yogananda used to describe this divine light. Channeling, receiving, sharing, expanding, bathing, immersing, surrounding, blessing, igniting, filling, awakening, purifying, permeating, living, protecting, clarifying, revealing, healing, transforming, flowing, embracing, enfolding, mirroring, transmuting, resurrecting, unfading, radiating, enchanting, dazzling, calming, guiding, all-pervading, unending. Keeping your focus upward at the spiritual eye, the broadcasting station of the body. Using this idea of divine light, this truth and reality that is within us, around us, that is our identity as children of light. Let's do our affirmation together, broadcasting this divine light and these qualities out into the world, to all souls everywhere, to those in need, to those who are reaching for the light, to those who are still asleep. This light will help to awaken them. So we start out strongly, and then we repeat it in increasingly softer tones until we're doing it inwardly and silently. God's light is within me and around me. With the sword of faith in my hand. With the love of God in my heart. I am a warrior of light.
I am a warrior of light.
I join my brothers and sisters everywhere.
Join my brothers and sisters everywhere.
To overcome fear with faith.
To overcome fear with faith.
Hatred with love.
Hatred with love.
Disease with health.
Disease with health.
We all are warriors of light.
We all are warriors of light.
We fill the world with God's light.
We fill the world with God's light.
God's light is within me and around me.
God's light is within me and around me.
With the sword of faith in my hand.
The sword of faith in my hand.
With the love of God in my heart.
The love of God in my heart.
I am a warrior of light.
I am a warrior of light.
I join my brothers and sisters everywhere.
I join my brothers and sisters everywhere.
to overcome fear with faith,
to overcome fear with faith,
hatred with love,
hatred with love,
disease with health.
disease with health.
We all are warriors of light.
We all are warriors of light.
We fill the world with God's light.
We fill the world with God's light.
God's light is within me and around me.
God's light is within me and around me.
With the sword of faith in my hand,
The sword of faith in my hand.
with the love of God in my heart,
The love of God in my heart.
I am a warrior of light.
I am a warrior of light.
I join my brothers and sisters
I
everywhere
join my brothers and sisters everywhere
to overcome fear with faith,
to overcome fear with faith,
hatred with love,
hatred with love,
disease with health.
disease with health.
We all are warriors of light.
We all are warriors of light.
We fill the world with God's light.
We fill the world with God's light.
And now silently repeat it to yourself, focusing strongly at the point between the eyebrows. God's light is within me and around me. With the sword of faith in my hand and the love of God in my heart, I am a warrior of light. I join my brothers and sisters everywhere to overcome fear with faith, hatred with love, disease with health. We all are warriors of light. We fill the world with God's light. God's light is within me and around me. With the sword of faith in my hand and the love of God in my heart, I am a warrior of light. I join my brothers and sisters everywhere to overcome fear with faith, hatred with love, disease with health. We all are warriors of light. We fill the world with God's light. We all are warriors of light. We fill the world with God's light. And now, rubbing our hands together, let's, chanting Om 3 times, send out this light into the world, to all souls. Om, peace. Amen. Thank you for joining us this morning, for being a warrior of light, carrying this light out into the world through everything you do, every word you speak, every thought you think, every prayer, everybody you touch. Fill the world with God's light.